So budget smartphones on the whole, those sit below say the £300, euro or dollar mark, tend to offer some really good features, but they're now starting to get a little bit spicy, like this Poco M7 Pro. You get a 120Hz AMOLED panel, 4 OS updates, 45 watts of wire charging, 5110 mAh battery, and within the gallery, built-in AI features as well. All of that for less than £200, euros or dollars. So HyperOS does a really good job on the Poco M7 Pro. You don't get all of the features that you would on 2.0 or Android 15 because it is running Android 14 out of box, but what you do get is a really good experience. Let's touch quickly on the AI bit. Very limited, which is okay at this price point, at sub £200, euros or dollars, and it will essentially give you just the AI features within the gallery. So this is adding in different sky, which is kind of cool in a weird way. You have to download any additionals if you wanted to, and being able to erase objects, people, or situations within a photo. So the AI components are probably going to be more useful to the users that would benefit from a phone that isn't super rich when it comes to features. In terms of the OS as a whole, transitioning between apps, scrolling through the phone, popping in and out menus, customization, all of that runs very well. Little to no issues with a 120Hz panel. Speaking of issues, however, the OS, when you get it out of box and you pick up your Poco M7 Pro and you turn it on, you set it up, you've added all your accounts, etc., has 61 pre-installed apps. 61. Another 256 gigabytes of storage that we input on this device. 222 are available as of the unboxing, essentially, as soon as you set it up. So quite a large chunk. You can delete some of those apps, but I think it does devalue the phone a little bit when you've got so many apps on there that necessarily you're not going to use at all, which is a bit of a shame. As a whole though, 4 OS updates should get Android 15 pretty soon, the HyperOS 2.0 with more AI features. As a whole, M7 Pro is a very good phone when it comes to its usage and its OS integration. Let's talk processing. So Dimensity 7025 out of box that powers the Poco M7 Pro, and the screen is a 120Hz panel with an 87% screen to body ratio. Weirdly, it's actually higher than the Pixel 9a, which we've recently reviewed, which is hilarious in itself. But you do not get symmetrical borders. There's slightly bigger chin at the bottom than is at the top, and the borders on the side are the same. But that again is okay at this price point. If you're watching back content on here, especially anything with deeper, darker blacks like we've tried to show you here, it does perform very well. Those colors get a really good pop, and the blacks are quite black. As it is an AMOLED panel, it does translate really well overall. And then charging, let's talk about that. So you get a 45 watt charging speeds on this, and it will recharge 60% in 30 minutes on that 5110 mAh battery, which is excellent. So the performance as a whole is very good. And then gaming. So if you are gaming on any kind of game on here, you're going to get a relatively good overall experience. Running things like Call of Duty Warzone, Genshin Impact are kind of a no-go on this phone. We didn't even test it because I think that processor probably wouldn't be able to handle the demands of those two games, but running things like Call of Duty and more casual games run really well. Again, no options to actually boost any frames on this phone, which I guess is kind of fine, but we are running high quality graphics here on Call of Duty, works very well and performs very well. No real issue with things like lag or any slowdown, nothing like that at all. Performs very well. So on the gaming front, on the performance front, the processor, the Dimensity 7025 performs very well. So how does the M7 Pro compare to the M6 Pro of last year? When it comes to just raw spec, the bump is decent. It's a good quality upgrade. You do get a better overall design. On the back of the M7 Pro is a bit more going on here compared to the M6 Pro, but the spec bump in terms of processing and what you can achieve, things like OS updates, etc., is better on the M7 Pro versus the M6 Pro from last year, so that second jump is pretty good. Throughout this video, we've been wearing this mic by Maono. It's the Maono T5 mic, and it uses a lot of AI to enhance the audio around you to give you a better overall experience in your videos. So let's talk a couple of specs. You get up to 80 decibels of ANC across 14 different modes, which is sick. You could get integration within the app on your smartphone, which will allow you then to even control how much ANC you can manually adjust and add. Also within that app, you can actually change your voice to be warmer, more energetic, more relaxed, whatever you choose. So that is insane, considering that this actual mic itself, along all the gubbins that come with it, costs less than £100. But let's talk to you about a couple of other things. The mic itself, the receiver here, weighs only 9 grams, which is insanely light. And then you get functionality built into that mic as well. So it has a magnetic piece on the back. You pop that out under your clothes, onto your top, boom, exactly as we have here, and it connects and picks up audio straight away. Along the sides of this mic, you have a couple of options. You can actually use this mic to control your smartphone to take photos and video if you're docking your phone from further away, to allow it then to basically capture any imagery or video you wanted to film user subjects. If you're doing a talk and head video, it can do that for you, which is sick. All of that is controlled through the dedicated app itself, which is, again, really, really cool. And on top of that, you've got the case itself, and that will house your receiver and your 2 mics. Now, in addition to this, the package that we were sent by Maono also gives us the option of the 2 additional connectors for the iPhone and a USB connector, as well as a necklace if you wanted to wear it underneath and then connect that way. It's entirely up to you. The Maono T5 is super lightweight, super powerful. Does a really good job of utilizing its AI to power its device and to allow it to read your environment around you to give you better overall experience when it comes to your audio, which is a key point in almost any video production that you'll do. So if you're interested in the T5, check out a link in description, and thank you to Maono for sending us this super cool AI powered mic. The rehousing on the M7 Pro houses a 50 megapixel main sensor and an absolutely pointless 2 megapixel depth sensor, so make of that what you will. The focus of this portion of the review is going to be entirely on that 50 megapixel main sensor, which outputs a relatively good amount of quality. Don't you dare zoom into any of those photos expecting to be blown away by how much data it's gathering and how great it looks, because it isn't going to go. This phone, and especially its cameras, are going to be for those people who just want to snap some photos very quickly, nothing too serious, just a quick snap, and then they can use the basic fundamentals of their phone. As a whole though, the camera system on the Poco M7 Pro is decent, not great, but that can be expected for a phone that costs less than £200, euros and dollars. Photos are good. There's no ultra-wide, it's just a standard 50 megapixel camera lens, and then the 2 megapixel depth sensor. So no ultra-wide, no real photos, zooms only at 2x, and then if you go into video, front and rear is 1080p, 60 frames per second, but does produce a relatively good quality video as well. So as a whole, the camera system, pretty basic as you'd expect, but serviceable for this price point. So budget phones such as the M7 Pro do a really good job of not hiding anything about themselves. They're out in the open and telling you that they are basically a budget phone, not masking anything else. But there are some downsides to the M7 Pro. You do get 45 watts of charging, but you don't get a plug in a box, which is a shame. And then the design on the front with the screens, etc., top to bottom, is not symmetrical. But those, I guess, are the only real downsides. One of the other upsides we didn't even mention is alongside the IR blaster, you also get, yes, a 3.5mm jack. Headphones are not included, just putting that there. But that's the only real downside, and then the plus point of 3.5mm jack. Overall, this phone costs around £179 here in the UK, and that will get you the 256 variant of this particular phone. And this silver color, on this two-tone silver color, is really nice. Doesn't do really justice on camera. In person, it looks great. And the Poco M7 Pro, I would say personally, is a good jump from the M6 Pro of last year. And in addition to that, you also get some really good features using HyperOS, which will soon get updated to HyperOS 2.0, and then you got the 4 updates. So this, I think, around that below 200 category, will sit very well alongside the Honor 200 Lite and a CMF Phone 1 as an easy recommendation for those who want the most basic from their phones. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, yeah.